What's up, guys? I wanted to make this video to let you guys know what's been going on with me. A lot of you already know that I'm back in the United States. I've been here for about a week. But what you guys probably don't know, before I became famous for being that guy with a rocket launcher and a turret, I was actually an engineer. I owned my own manufacturing company here in Southern California. I started the company back in 2015 as just an engineering firm, and then was able to evolve it into a manufacturing job shop over the years as I acquired more and more equipment, starting out with manual machines like my Bridgeport and my diamond mill, to manual lathes, and then eventually in 2019 and 2020, my manufacturing company really took off with the purchase of my first CNC machine, then my second, third, so on. So these machines were originally purchased for the sole purpose of being sent out to Ukraine to help aid in Ukraine's defense production. When I was out in Ukraine back in 2015 and then again in 2016 near the front, I was seeing how innovative Ukrainians were being with defending themselves against Russia. Also at this time, Ukraine wasn't receiving any lethal aid from the United States, so they had to really make do with what they had on hand. And I decided that I was going to help out with that and utilize my skills in engineering to make that happen. So I need to get these machines out of their current location and send them out to Ukraine. There we will utilize these machines to start producing components for the heavy drones, the chassis, the dropping mechanisms. We will be lifting 120mm mortars all the way up to 155mm howitzer shells. We will be able to just, the same way that we drop on, the same way you guys see lighter grenades and explosives dropped onto Russian positions, it's the same thing we will be doing with these larger drones. But we do need to get them out there. They need to be big, they need to be lightweight, they need to be quick. It's going to be a large undertaking, but the tactical significance that these drones will produce on the battlefield will be unparalleled. The owner of the property told me back in June that he needs me to move the machines. He would like them out by the beginning of September. I told him it was no problem. I was going to wait until after July 22nd, which is my 1-year anniversary of signing my contract with the Ukrainian Army. 23rd, I would have broken my contract, and then by the 28th, I should have been in Poland, flying back to the United States. But unfortunately, on the 18th, my Humvee was hit by an artillery shell, and I had to spend several weeks recovering. After they got the stitches out of me, after the doctor said everything looked good, I canceled treatment, made my way back to my base, gathered the rest of my personal belongings, and then went back to my place in Lviv, dropped them off, and came back out to here so that I could be here in time to start removing these machines from this property. But we have the lathe, we have the mill, we have 2 other lathes in storage. We have the tumbling machine, we have sandblasting equipment, we have the saw to cut the material, we have inside my storage unit, which is 20 by 30 feet, and then I also have an additional storage unit that is 15 by 25 feet. All of that stuff is primarily tools, equipment, fixturing for my workshop. I also have a considerable amount of military equipment that I've been stockpiling since before the war even started that I would also like to ship with it. We're looking at about 2 40-foot shipping containers to get most of everything from the United States to Ukraine. I will be putting all the machines in one container and all the other equipment in the other container, and give you guys an idea of how big these places are. So I wanted to thank you guys. All of your guys' support over this past year. It's been amazing. I couldn't do a lot of the stuff that I've been doing without you guys. You guys really helped with my team, getting my team the things that we needed when we needed night vision, when we needed vehicles. You guys were there, and I appreciate it. So one thing I wanted to hit on that I forgot to mention when I was in my workshop is that we already have a shipping company lined up. We've used them before. We understand their logistics. We understand their pricing, and we've already worked out all the kinks when shipping containers from the United States into Ukraine. But I do appreciate the suggestions. We just do have our company already set up. We will be producing drones from the ground up with their sole purpose of dropping ordnance onto positions. We already have teams lined up who will be testing these drones for us. I will be going out with these teams. I will see how they're using them and how we can change and adapt these drones to become more lethal. With your guys' help, we can make this happen. I appreciate you guys. You guys are awesome.